conversation here. So I'm eager to hear it, and now I'm going to go on mute and listen in.
Awesome, man. Hey, thanks for tuning in. It's good to chat. Alex, could you give me the co-host? You can keep host, but just pop me the co-host one. Hey, Hunter.
What's up,
Good
guys?
to see you. What's up? What's up?
Hello, Hunter.
How you feeling this morning?
Big man.
I'm very excited.
What's up, Hunter?
Man, it's been a long day.
Yeah.
It's about to get
Long in a good way?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
I'm about to say, drink your water.
I know I got a massive headache right now, but don't care.
Your volume is muffled, Hunter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just a little sound test before we get started.
Let me see if I can fix that.
Romy's got our back.
How bad is it?
Nothing changed on my end.
Oh shit. Is it bad? Like how bad is it?
It's not bad, but you're the only one that sounds muffled. Like, go ahead and speak, Mark.
Yeah, it's a bit strange actually, Hunter, because you're using AirPods, yeah? AirPods. Yeah. Is your computer actually tuned into those and not the computer speaker or something else?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I just so you know, it is a little muffled.
Yeah, I mean, if it's tolerable, then I'm not gonna like go through the hassle to fix it. But if it's bad, then I'll figure it out. I mean,
it does make it a little more effort to listen to you, if that makes sense. Those sounds are pretty intense, Alex. This is dangerous handing me this toolbar.
No.
I'm just gonna wait until that goes off in the middle of like a really heated point between Raj and Hunter, and it's just like, oh no from Mark.
All right. Alex just flick me these as so Hunter, I'm gonna kind of just be moderator, just kind of open the space and then we'll be there. So if it does get a bit passionate or whatever, because I know it's easy to kind of get caught up in it all, I'll just pop in here and there. And
I named it a referee. So
referee.
Stop the fight if needed.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh, we're live streaming already, huh?
Yes.
All right. Well, if anyone's watching the live stream, getting ready, we're just testing out some of the sounds we can use to referee this juicy discussion, which I think we're all looking forward to. And as I said in some of my shares, is this is what I live for, this kind of transparency. But we'll wait a little bit for Raj, and which I think we'll need Raj here before he can start.
Maybe a little bit. Might. But hey, shout out to Clout Forum for running this event and giving us the opportunity and the platform to host this type of event where we have two conflicting sides of basically the same side. You guys both love Big Clout, and we're just here to see both sides of a single story, right?
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Shout out to
No,
Alex.
absolutely.
Well. Alex, thank you so much for doing this, man.
Thank you, bro, for such warm words. This is what makes me feel better, and I'm happy to bring more such events in the future. And I'd like to say special thanks to Hunter Paulson for organizing this certain event with Raj Lahoti. I think it's not it's very good for the BitCloud community in the whole, I'm not telling that it's good for cloud form because it's not cloud form scale, it's bit cloud scale. And this is so huge. And thank you so much, Hunter, for bringing it to cloud form. I'm very happy that you are with us.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Mark, for the idea, because it was definitely a good one. So I see Raj just popped in. Y'all want to get started?
Hey, Raj. Awesome, my man. Yes.
Hello, Raj. We are happy to see you.
You're just on mute, brother.
Sorry about that. I was saying I'm going to take this thing off. It was just to verify that it was me. Now I'm here.
The signature move. Absolutely.
I'm just setting this
All right,
up.
great.
Just got back from travel, so this is a new computer setup. So hold on one second here. Okay, good. All right, good.
All right. Awesome. Fantastic. So now we're coming in for part 2 of this morning on Cloud
Yep.
Forum.
Yeah, I don't think we're recording yet.
Yeah, you got that, Alex? Is it recording? It will be recording on the live stream, but did you?
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah,
I
I'll
see.
tell you what,
Yeah, just make sure
I'll
it's
do a
recording.
backup here. Gotta love
Sounds good.
that sound. This meeting is being recorded. All right, guys, we're live. Excellent. So, welcome everyone. Thanks for coming along. Thanks to everyone tuning into the live stream. And thank you, especially big thank you to Hunter Paulson and Raj Lahoti, who are joining us for this juicy conversation and exploration. And just to set the stage a little bit for the conversation, you know, we're here on BitCloud, which is this open source decentralized platform where we're all experimenting to find out, you know, how do we continue creating? How is this growing and constantly responding to each moment in new ways and finding things. So as we go, there's going to be tensions that are built at times. There's going to be conflict in the community and those things. And what I love about BitCloud is that we don't need to form tribal pacts and separate, but rather it's an incredible place to come together and actually connect as humans with our authenticity and have the conversation. So big shout out again to Alex for bringing Cloud Forum into play and having this as a venue to be able to hold this conversation. So I'm just going to pop Raj, Hunter, I'm just going to pop you both up on the spotlight if I can work this one out here. And I'll just pop myself up for this bit and then I'll back out. So I'm just going to be kind of acting as Alex was joking, saying the referee. So I'll be here if you know things are getting a bit passionate. It's because obviously with any conversation like this, the most important thing is that we're listening to each other, right? Is that we have different perspectives. We all come from different backgrounds. Brian Moments was just saying it beautifully before the call began. And it's really important that as we go into this discussion and any discussion where there's conflict in BitCloud or anywhere in the future, is that we are listening to each other. So I'll only jump in if things are getting a bit, you know, the conversation is getting a bit out of control or something, but otherwise it will be for you two. And I thought probably a nice way to begin is if you guys are cool with this, Hunter, Raj, I thought maybe we could give it to you first, Raj, just to speak into, you know, what your experience is, what you've been doing, like what it is, you know, there's this controversy around, sorry, Hunter.
Mark, real quick. So just for some context, guys, I just want to clarify that, like, Raj and I haven't spoke before. We exchanged DMs very, very briefly to organize this, and that was it. So just for that context, we haven't actually spoke or anything like that. So it's nice to speak with you, Raj, for sure.
Yeah, same. And I haven't even done much research other than I hear your name all the time from different people, being in the developer community and being really respected. So that's how I know about you.
Well, I'll tell you what, how about the floor's all yours? And then you guys have some fun together and I'll take myself off the spotlight and let's enjoy the conversation.
Yeah, man. So I just want to start asking you, like, obviously, you know, the whole the Raj pool thing has sort of gained some controversy, right, over the past week, maybe 2 weeks even. So I'm sort of curious, like, if you just want to like give me an intro to like how that whole thing got started, because your name's been around since way before that, obviously. So I'm sort of curious, like, how you kind of got started on that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think when I first did the first poll. I don't even actually remember it, honestly, but
27th of May,
the 27th of May, is that right?
somewhere around there. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I believe, was that the time that Douglas sold my coin?
It may have been. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, so Douglas sold my coin, and that was a little bit of a shocker. But again, the timelines are one thing, right? Like, when did I first do it, or why did I do it, or whatever, right? I think, yeah, May, looks like May 17th, there was one big hit, big jump. But when the pull actually happened, yeah, anyways, I can go into more research. But just to give you more context, the idea about it was not necessarily knowing what are you holding your own creator coins for, right? And if the point of, if the name of the game now with, she's adjusting my light right now. It's a little bit bright.
Okay.
Okay. So if the name of the game now is growing your coin price, okay, and growing your clout, it's perfect, and growing your clout on the platform, and instead of trying to own a bunch of your own coins, which I'm not sure in the long run what you're going to do with those. What am I going to do with those in the long run, right? What's the benefits to me of holding a bunch of my coins? Am I speculating on my growth, or what's the point? So the idea was, rather than holding a bunch of my own coins, invest those coins, some of those coins, in actually growing the coin price by creating a game of selling them, reduce and taking the founder reward such that it's not really super beneficial to traders, but it would be beneficial to hodlers, because they're not going to make money until until I stack on top of it.
Yeah, for sure. So really, it was there was gain both, or the intention at least was to gain both in clout, obviously, because your coin price would rise. You would attract a lot of people to your game, of course. But there's also a monetary factor there too, right? For hodlers, and then also the high founders reward that you're getting. And I know you're putting that back, but I guess sort of like, what was your, obviously your intention was to sort of incentivize hodlers and increase your coin price, as you just said, right? So I'm sort of curious, like, did you think it was going to get this big? Like, did you anticipate?
Yeah, so okay, well, couple first things, right? So seeing every day the top 10 creators, like, irked me to see Elon and Naval or whatever, Chamath, and these people that I'm like, who are these people? I mean, I know them, but you know what I mean? They're not doing anything. So it kind of annoyed me, and I was like, how am I going to get up there, right? Am I going to go and start selling my domain names and different assets and start trying to raise money to get up there? Or how can I grow in coin value without just buying it? How can I actually enroll the community to help me grow and play this game of using my dollars to say, hey, buy in, and these coins that I have that I'm selling and buying, when I buy back in, the coin value is going to be more. So at that point, you decide if you want to leave or hodl. And if you hodl, great. If you leave, so it's a trust game for sure. This whole thing is a trust game.
It's interesting though. For the interesting part for me is twofold. So one, you're trying to increase your coin price, right? And it's all about sort of, what I've noticed is that you love being sort of like on the sidebar, whether it's in the top daily gainers or on the diamonds list and things like that, which makes sense, right? Because that's a cool place to be. But like, I'm curious if you ever kind of considered like the negative aspects for the players, whether it's in short-term capital gains tax, or whether it's, these different factors that could hurt them. Because really the purpose or the intention was to raise your coin price, correct? It was to become a larger coin. So I'm curious if you sort of considered like the negative aspects when you started.
Can you tell me some of the negative aspects, just so we can be on the same page? Of what
Sure.
You're talking.
Yeah.
You were saying capital gains tax and some. I didn't fully follow that.
Yeah. So the largest one is short-term cap gains. When you're, when you dump and someone comes in, and then you pump back in and then they sell, that's a short-term cap gains. And it's the same thing with hodlers. When you sell, and if they sell under you, again, that's a cap loss. So they're paying a lot of taxes. And when you're in and out like this, I think you might not realize like how much the IRS benefits. I think they benefit the most. And Reed posted that the other day as well. And I had a discussion with him, and it's sort of like the players in your game are almost getting screwed, right? Because they might not realize the tax implications of this. But when it comes down to the wire, it's like they look at their trades, and they have like, I don't know, 100 trades of your coin back and forth in this game to make money. So I'm sort of curious, and obviously that's their own accord, but you're sort of facilitating that, right, or encouraging that. So I'm sort of curious, like, if you ever understood the negative aspect there.
Funny. So short-term capital gains, honestly, no, I have not considered that. This is the first time I've actually heard of the tax situation that you're speaking of. You said Reed posted about something like this, you said?
Reed and I had a discussion about it, and then he posted after. Just because like every time the way crypto is taxed is that when you sell a crypto for another crypto, or when you make transactions like these, you're taxed. And so even though a creator coin is locked BitCloud, it's still not really defined. And so we can assume that transactions even within the ecosystem itself can be taxed. And so, if you're having all of these transactions within your own coin, or even yourself, your tax bill is going to be ridiculous, because every single time you make a transaction, that's taxable. And so it's interesting, because it's like, I don't think people realize this. I don't even think you realize it necessarily. But it's going to harm the players in the long run.
Yeah, so I think that's more of a platform level issue and not a me specific issue, because
Definitely.
And the whole discussion about IRS and taxes. I mean, I've been in business for a couple decades, so obviously taxes I've dealt with, and so this is a new arena of crypto for sure. I would say that I did consider it differently because of the big clout, and that the creator coins are not necessarily their own, currency. But I'm actually more curious to learn more about it, honestly. And I'm not here to defend that position or tell you one way or another. I actually just need to learn more.
Yeah. Did they ever get bigger? Like, did you expect the game? I know, like you said, your goal was to sort of have this grow your coin price, but did you ever expect it to like have this many players or be this large scale? Because I think the original one that you did wasn't this big, correct? It's kind of snowballed.
Yeah, I don't know what I expected it to be. I mean, I've dealt with growth in the past though, big time. So this is not new to me in terms of traffic and growth. Like I get numbers, and I get, my website used to be in the top 100 of all websites in the United States. So that to me, I dealt with a lot of traffic and a lot of numbers. So to me, it's not that, I just expect it. I don't know when it's going to happen or when it's going to hit or what's going to pop. But I believe that if I stay persistent at something long enough, then eventually. So I had no idea what was going to happen, honestly.
Interesting. Yeah. It's sort of interesting because it just grew quick, right? Like, I guess when I saw the first one, I thought it was a cool idea. But then once you were doing it like every day almost, it sort of became this snowball, and it was like interesting to me how quick it grew. And then it's like, every single day, if you open up the BitClout Trends tab, you're right there. And it's because of these games, right? So I think it's super interesting, and I think it's almost turned negative. And I know you've probably heard this a lot over the past couple of days, in that, users are seeing this, and, you might be benefiting some users that are already on the platform, but do you think it's sort of negative to new users? Like if I'm trying to onboard someone, and all they see on their feed, and they see on the top list on the right bar, is you, and you're playing these games, don't you think it kind of makes BitClout like look like a shit coin? It makes BitClout look like it's for a game and these things rather than like a serious token.
I would say that I see what the options that you laid out. I think shitcoin or serious. I think there's more than those couple options. I think this is, there's multiple layers to this one, right? Obviously, right? So on one hand, this is a decentralized platform, censorship free, all that kind of good stuff, right? So I don't think we're really talking about, hey, Raj, you are you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? I mean, you can say that. It's your right, right? And in a conversation, you can tell me like, I don't like what you're doing. Hey, I'm happy to hear that. So if you don't like what I'm doing, I'm happy to change how I'm doing it. And if that means I stop the games, then I stop the games, or I just do it differently so that it doesn't.
Well, Raj, would you commit to doing that?
I mean,
Would you commit to stopping founder reward games? I mean,
well, it's not as simple as just saying stopping founder reward games. I think it's just a matter of shifting an approach. And I think first step would be, I would probably talk to you about a game that I would do next. I would commit to talking to you about the game I would do next before I do it, and hear what you have to say about it. That I think is a fair one.
Yeah,
that would be a fun one, because I would say, so Hunter, this is what I'm looking to accomplish with this game, and this is why I'm thinking about it. Now, it's not that there's a manual of like, this is how you do this game or whatever. Yeah. It's sort of like I'm in the shower and this thing hits me and I'm like, oh shit. So rather than me just jumping to, while I'm in my towel, posting it and starting the game, which I've done before, maybe I'll give you a call and be like, hey Hunter, here's the thoughts. Here's what I'm thinking. Because in some of these games that I've done, I bet you if I just spent 10 more minutes with a couple of more plans with it, it would have potentially been a much clearer, not game, but like it would have been a clearer investment schedule for this specific purpose of whatever, right? So yeah, I'm not going to commit to not playing games, but I will say in a gentleman's sort of handshake that I would love to talk to you about what I'm thinking next, and not like what's the next game, but sort of what's next for my coin, for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I think one of the biggest parts that struck me as and this is when I started posting about it as well. And I didn't mention you at all because I don't think this is a you thing. I think this is a game thing, right? And that's why I think I only mentioned you in one post. And it's because like, you know, there's other people that are doing this. And you know, you mentioned that, you know, we're a decentralized platform. If people don't like what you're doing, then don't look at you. And that's that, right? I think though that, you know, there's sort of a responsibility factor here. I think where that factor comes into play almost is like I think where that factor comes into play almost a little bit of echo.
Hey, Hunter, let me jump into this one before you say anything, because I feel like you already spoke to this, and I think I want to speak to this second point. So just I'd rather say it first before you do on this one. Okay, so look. So on the decentralized standpoint, that's one layer to this. That's one aspect to this. The other aspect to this is I play a big role in this community, from Clubhouse to getting the Big Cloud Club with Thor, and then being early on and using my growth hacking, and also just being contributed to, you know, full-time contribution mode to this community with Clubhouse and Big Cloud and all that in the sectors that I was contributing to, gift, clout, etc. And I think that that with that great power comes great responsibility. And I would definitely say and acknowledge that I got caught up in the ride of the coin price and the obsession of it. Like I totally got caught obsessed about the coin price. And I think part of the crazy, Raj going crazy on selling everything a couple days ago was really the great Raj reset. Like I was like, I have to just circulate everything. And so it's like selling everything, buying my coin up, and then all the paper feet or whatever they're called, paper hands, you know, they just leave. They're like, I'm out. I don't want to be a part of this. So they get to sell. And it was like this reset button, which I know I'm fast forwarding a little bit to what I did and why I did it. But yeah, I would say that there's a great responsibility that I have, and recognizing that in the beginning, but then also playing the game in some not well planned out way. I kind of dug myself into a corner. I had this huge wallet, but I didn't know what the fuck I could do with my wallet. And what do I do with this? It's illiquid. And I kind of created like this locking mechanism in my wallet. And I think what ended up happening is I had to break it. When I sold one person's coin, I had to deal with the whole issue, conversation. But when I sold everyone's, it was like, oh shit, he's he's resetting his whole account. That's what it was. I'm resetting, you know?
You didn't want to sell those coins though, correct? If I'm not mistaken, from conversations I've had, it was sort of apparent that that wasn't your initial thought process was that you didn't want to sell these holdings that you had. You wanted to actually send them to someone else as payment, correct? If I'm not mistaken on that.
Send them to somebody else. What?
As payment, if I'm not mistaken. I just got a screenshot of a conversation that's so. But the main point is that like these weren't. You didn't mean to sell these, or you didn't like want to sell these, correct?
What's that? You're the one who decided to be here. Okay. All right. So wait. Hold on. You got screenshots. So red-handed. Okay, you caught me. No. Sorry. I'm just kidding, bro. Like I'll show you everything. So hold on. So let me just be clear. Okay. What are we talking about here? I didn't want to sell them. No, at first I didn't want to sell them. I actually I wanted to it's a combination of multiple things. Are you talking about with Creator Fund when I sent them my coins back?
Yep.
So when they did this poll this day, the whole idea was they were going to divest fully. And so once they divested fully, we kind of were going to allow the founder reward game to work where we allow people to come in and then, you know, buy in. I was going to buy in more and all these kind of things, right? And so what ended up happening is mid-game, once I did the whole thing, they were like, okay, we need the money. And I'm like, yeah, but you guys owe me $51,000 for Mario's coin because you need to make me whole on Mario and, or not Mario's coin, Creator Fund and Mario's.
I heard about that. I don't want to focus too much on the Creator Fund thing just because I think it's less relevant. But one thing I did hear though, like I'm curious where that math came into play, the 51, because when I did the math, it looked like you owed them 40. And then you had said to Eric, if I'm not mistaken, that you didn't have the liquid or something of that nature. And so I'm curious, like where the 51 came into play.
Okay. So I bought $50,000 of Creator Fund, and for the OTC equivalent price in Ethereum at the time that I bought it. So I basically paid $50,000 for Creator Fund, but I paid $33,000 of Ethereum, but it was $50,000 of Bitcoin equivalent. So I basically did that as like a co-investment with them. So they basically were buying 100,000 of my coin. I was buying 50,000 of their coin, paying them 33,000 or so in Ethereum. Okay. And then I probably bought maybe 1 point something of Mario's coin. I don't remember if I held a lot. I think I felt like it was like 1 point, give or take. I don't remember.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I had basically, at the height of it, it felt like I had 80 grand worth of Mario and Creator Fund.
I see.
And then Mario pulled a Mario pull, like, but he pulled it like big time, where he pulled out money on Mario and Creator Fund like a lot, and for an extended period of time. And so when I told them, I said, guys, that wasn't the deal. Like, I need that money. I'm gonna pull. If you guys are gonna pull out, like, I need to pull out of this, and I need to send it, liquidify Mario's coin to pay you guys back. And Eric from Goat Trade, who manages, I guess, Creator Fund, told me multiple times, like, hey man, we're gonna make you whole. We got you. We're gonna make you whole. Just, we're gonna get through this. And so when they were saying about the 81,000 that they needed, I thought they were gonna give me like a little bit of time. And they're like, we need it now. And I said, well, then send me Mario's coin so I can sell it and send you that. And then I'll sell some other coins. I'll even sell my own coins if I have to, just to send you guys the BitClout. And then I'll wait for my crypto to come in, which it came in today.
And then you were gonna send them your other Creator Coin investments, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
For different coins?
I believe you had said like you have people that you didn't think you should sell or something of that nature that you were going to sell.
So multiple times in the past, and I've done this in the past with Mario, where I said, hey Mario, I'd love to get half of your coin and also half of Creator Fund and Mario a while ago, like a month and a half ago. And I said, rather than buying it or whatever, I'll send you coins that I have a lot of holdings in that I would not want to sell because I'm invested in them. but
Yeah.
I would like you to be there with me because we're invested in these projects.
You said this was a couple months ago?
Yeah, like I mean, dude, if you see the whole messages, you can hear me, and,
Yeah.
like my audio, right? So like,
Yeah.
let me give you an example, okay? So like Hunter,
Because I'm just
right?
talking about this day. I'm talking about the 21st. That's all I'm talking about.
But that's how I operate. So let me give you an example.
Yeah.
If I own four Torrens coins, 4 of them, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I'm invested in Thor, okay? But why am I 4 on his cap table? I bought too many of them. Why don't you hold one of them? And so that way you're holding one of them and I'm only holding 3. So it looks better on the cap table, but don't sell them. Hold these because I'm invested in these people. Like Gift Clout, Verified Profile, We Buy Fake accounts. These are all my accounts as well that I would want to give them because I'm like, bro, if I give you these coins now, you're going to be invested in them in the long run and you're going to care about seeing them grow. That's never do I want to send them to them. So I sent them some coins before. I sent them even the co-founder of Gift Clout, Kamara Kassan. I sent them one of her coins probably 6 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. It's Big Clout that time, so who knows, right? Just listen, because it sounds funny, but just here, I have the message. So I sent it, the Kamara Kassan coin to Mario, and I said, hodl all these, like, and I even said Kamara Kassan to Happy Duck, and he said, oh, I like the Kamara Kassan coin. Like, he liked that she was like the co-founder of Gift Clout. So I sent it to him and to Mario, and then a couple days later, Eric said, oh, Mario doesn't want those coins. He wants to send them back to you. And I go, okay, send them back to me. And Mario ends up selling them. So I have the whole Telegram message if you want to do a...
No, I don't think it's all that. I was just curious.
Yeah, so my attitude on creator coins is you have skin in the game. You're invested in their success. So if we can find other people who are good at growth and marketing and start handing out coins to them to hodl, then we start creating this network effect of a bunch of people supporting each other and creating a community. That's why I want to transfer coins to people that I thought were aligned with the same intentions.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing is like just back to founders reward games, because like games is what I really want to focus on, just because I think that's sort of the most important thing. Only because I think it's had a large impact on a community, right? I heard from William, who's a friend, he's on Not Too Average often, and he had told me about multiple users who cited these games as a source for them leaving the platform. And I think that's unfortunate, right? Because it sort of creates this environment where people don't like these, they're all over their feed, all over global, they're on the sidebar, you're right up there, and it's like, this is what people's talking about, and it sort of creates, and of course they have the right to move to a different node or something like this, but don't you think it sort of creates almost a negative, and I think I mentioned this earlier, like a negative impact on just the ecosystem in general? I know you're giving out some money, but really, are you? Because you're giving out money, but requiring people to invest to then take more money, if that makes sense. So I guess my question is twofold. One, I know you mentioned a lot about community giving, and if your intention was to give, then why do you sort of make people give you to give them? I'll use like the clown as an example. Like that account purely just gave, whereas you sort of require them to give you, and then you give out. So I'm curious why like that's the case if your intention is just to give. And then the other part of my question is, like I said, like do you think that these sort of things are negative overall for the ecosystem?
Yeah. So my intention is to improve bitclout.com and make this the most amazing platform that we can make this, and literally be the platform that brings in the onslaught, the influx of all of the people that are going to be coming onto BitClout and growing this thriving community into something that's amazing. Okay. And so I consider myself somewhat of a BitClout hacker. Okay. I'm here to hack the system, to try to break it, to show that whoever chose to shoot to top daily gainers and design that side column, that's the person that we need to go to and say, why the fuck are you putting Raj up there when he's buying and selling his own coin?
Yeah, I know you have the account. This list should be improved.
Yes.
Like that, yeah.
I'm gonna keep doing that until somebody says, "Hey, Raj, what do you need us to put up there?" And I'm like, "I'll show you what to put up there," because I don't want it to be easy for me to get up there. It's a joke. I don't even take it seriously anymore. I'm like, this is stupid. I can get into the list any day. So come on. And it's not that I have the most money and that's why I can do it. There's plenty of people on this platform that have more money and more clout than I do, and they're not on there. So the fact is, the lists are screwed up. That's one. Number two, our notification system, the filtration is screwed up. You should be able to say, I only want to see the people that I'm following or that I'm holders of, or we should be able to have a feed, just like they have in messages, where there's a filter, where you should be able to create prioritization inboxes, where you should be able to say, I only want to see the most engaged post of Raj in my feed. I don't want to see 50 of him, just his top 3. Then that will eliminate spamming. So to me, I did a lot of these things in the last weeks. They're not as fun anymore because honestly, it's kind of like I already have identified a lot of vulnerabilities in the user experience of BitClout. Just onboarding somebody is a pain, and a lot of things are the reason why people are not even coming onto the platform right now, and it's not because of founder reward games.
Yeah, so I do agree. So one thing that kind of that you reminded me of just in that short monologue is that so in the security community, for example, if we find something that's vulnerable or something that's bad, the general sort of way to go about it is to report that rather than exploit it. And so I think sort of you've identified these issues, and I think a lot of us have. But I guess why are you exploiting them? Like, why not just say, hey, this is a problem, we should fix it. Here's how we could fix it. Here's an option. Here's a solution. But you're not doing that. Instead, you're sort of exploiting these to get a higher coin price, to gain more clout, to get this personal gain in a way, right? So I'm curious, like, why sort of you feel the need almost to exploit the gain, to exploit the issues that we have, because we obviously have them. So it's sort of, you're exploiting them, you're hurting the platform, at least in my opinion, at least for onboarding and user experience in general, rather than just sharing what they are and providing a solution.
I would say that that's a fair point. And I can definitely say that perspective has me say, yeah, there's some things that I can do differently that would go down, take a little bit of slice of my energy and go towards the developer community. So this is our first time chatting. So for 2 decades, I've worked with developers, developing stuff in India and in the United States. And I've worked with development teams. I don't work directly necessarily with like coders all the time directly. It's usually with product managers, project managers, and some like lead developers for sure. So I love the language of development and user experience and how we can actually identify constructive solutions. And I think, so I acknowledge that I've definitely got caught up in the coin price growing and simultaneously exposing the ridiculousness of this platform and simultaneously saying, this is fucked up that these top creators are on there all the time. You mean like Elon and all that? And simultaneously, my team is working on new onboarding projects, and portals to really make BitClout a lot easier. So there's kind of like a lot of parallel paths that are going on at the same time.
For sure, yeah, for sure. I think it's just interesting, right? Like an example is like the dude who put the Trojan in his software for BitClout using the PR12M thing a couple of weeks ago or last week. It's like, instead of sort of just saying or posting like, hey, this is an issue, we should fix it, they exploited it. They took a bunch of money and then gave it back. And I think that it's like, we could be so much more beneficial if we just share rather than exploit, right? And so and I get it, it's like your numbers going up, your point price going up, this shit's cool, right? And it's like, I think we just have to sort of be mindful, right, of like how it has an impact on our community. Because if someone joins and they just see people like selling and then buying and then like doing all this stuff with their money, they might get scared. They might be like, oh, well, I don't want to lose my money, so I'm not going to put money on this platform because everyone's throwing their money around, founders rewards going up, and they don't, like, some people might not even know what a founders reward is when they first join, and so it's just all over the place. So yeah, I think we have these problems, right? But I think we just need to be mindful And like you said, like it's just sort of, we have to be careful that we don't get wrapped up in like all these other things, because like you said earlier, like the goal is just to improve the platform as a whole.
Yeah. It's almost like you're talking to the BitClout spammer and you're saying, hey man, our spam filters are not that good right now. So can you stop the spamming? That's really what I'm hearing you say right now, especially the spamming of things that are not helpful, like Clubhouse room topic ideas. You're not complaining about me posting that on BitClout. What you're talking about is the up and down, the confusion, and especially the stuff that the novice person might not know what's going on. And honestly, you know, when I was doing this, I wasn't actually considering I'm exploiting novice users. I was actually thinking, no, the people that are coming in, I'm not setting the first founder reward game was crazy, right? The founder rewards were like ridiculous, right? After that, I was losing money mostly on the founder reward games, and was on a lot of them actually. I mean, dude, we could talk about that if you're
I want to talk about that for sure. So
bro, you'll do a little wallet analyzer of all my wallets, and then we'll talk about where it is up or down from 2 weeks ago, and then we can have that. Oh, and by the way, apparently $3 million. Let's talk about my $3 million.
So I actually spent all day, like literally probably 4 or 5 hours today, just trying to figure out, have you profited from this? That was my main intention. Because I don't know, right? I think that's an important thing to mention, and people want to know. So first I'll ask you, and then I'll go through sort of what I found. Obviously the 3 million thing is bullshit, so let's not even discuss that.
Thank you.
But I'll just ask you.
He cleared my name. Hunter Paulson clears my name. The first person to say it's bullshit.
Yeah, it was like that account never even had that amount of money. So that's fucking stupid. But anyway, so I'm just curious, like what, like from your perspective, have you gained at all from this financially?
We can do a screen share and I can show you all my wallets.
No, I just want to hear, like,
I'm just saying, like, what, like,
do you think
have I taken a dime off of BitClout?
No, I'm not even talking exporting, right? So like, have you sort of, was your, I guess maybe the question's twofold. Like, was your intention to financially gain, and did you actually financially gain?
Up until 2 days ago, 3 days ago, before Creator Fund left, I was personally most likely up. I was personally up, and Gift Clout and all these other accounts had some clout in them as well.
Okay. So here's what I'll ask. What can you tell me about the Rocket Fuel account? Obviously, there's some controversy about that. The 3 million thing's bullshit, so don't even worry about that. But what can you tell me about that account, and like, what is its purpose? Why did you make that account?
So it was basically an account to do two things. At first, it was an account to store BitClout in there to prove that it had money in there, okay, for reinvesting back into my coin. So that was one thing. The second thing was, and I don't know when I started it, if I did it for that purpose or after I started getting different messages for different people, which I'm not going to necessarily name, but different messages from people telling me ideas of what to do and how you can basically use Rocket Fuel to basically boost your mission by trading your own coin. So I was like, oh, okay, all right, interesting. So
sorry.
Hold on. First of all, you're not going to catch me red-handed, because I was talking to different people who I was like, wait, I'm about to do this. I'm like, but people are going to see that. That's okay, because they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. The people that are playing the game, that know the game, are going to see it. Because here's what I was doing. I was trading it. And most, if not all the time, when the traders left, I bought right back in. So the hodlers were going to be fine rewarded. I was basically playing with the traders as well. I'm sure I pissed some traders off in that process, but the intention always was to use Rocket Fuel to grow my coin and ultimately reward the hodlers, whatever the fuck that means.
So just as like sort of an example. So I found the activity interesting. So when I first started looking at the account, the first thing I thought was interesting was like, it was so like it almost looked like you were just giving it money to pull money out. And I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, why? This doesn't make any sense. And you explained that, that was to show that there was money, that you were going to reinvest, which is cool. One thing I found interesting though, and it started around June 12th, but June 15th was the one that I highlighted. And a sheet here because I found this really interesting. It almost looked like you were acting like the house and playing your own game. So there were a bunch of buy and sell transactions right after each other for the same amount. So like 1.7, 1.8, 1.91, 2.11, 2.2, 1.22, etc. And you ended up making $2,027 this day just from trading through your own pool. So I'm curious, and this was one example. This went on for multiple days. So I was curious, like, why you were sort of, it almost, to me at first, I thought I was like, is he using a trading bot on his own account? What the fuck's going on? But then I assumed it was manual because there weren't that many transactions. So I was sort of curious, like, why you were, and every single one of these transactions was a gain. You would buy low, or not even low, like you would buy it like 8,600 and then you would sell at 8,900 for the exact same amount of points. So I was sort of curious, like, why you made this decision, and don't you think it sort of hurts regular people playing the game because you get to be the house, you get to know when you're going to pump the coin, when you're going to change the FR before everyone else does, while you're also playing your own game. So you get to sort of be the house at your own casino, you get to make the rules and you get to play the game. And so obviously this $2,000 came out of the pockets of other players. So I'm sort of curious, like, when you made that decision and if you think that was a good decision and if you acknowledge that you gained from this.
Yeah, so I would say that I definitely acknowledge that Rocket Fuel was odd to me to play that. And then the only way that I was able to justify it was I was like, well, somebody could be on Nacho Average Call and saying, hey, I'm about to buy in. And now somebody else is in the room, let's say, for example, trading a coin. Right? I'm not saying Nacho Average Call is doing that, but that's just an example, right? That they could be doing that on that Zoom or on a Clubhouse or anything for that matter, where you know when the person's going to buy or change their founder reward. Yeah. So sure. if somebody can trade your coin, if Rocket Fuel was not managed by me, but just managed by somebody else, where they were just trading my coin and they took $2,000 in that day, then you could talk to them and say, why did you trade his coin? And say, because I trade his coin like everybody else. I'm his friend. So to me, and he's announcing what he's doing on Clubhouse to everybody. So it was kind of like one of those things where I didn't feel that I was getting an advantage over other people in the sense that I could do those things. I could trade it at the same time. That said, there were some days where I was testing out the system and I was doing things, and I definitely was like, it's a little shady. It's a little weird. And so I definitely explored that. But if you'll notice and you'll watch Rocket Fuel, it's not profitable. My account pretty much is not profitable. And if you can show me it's profitable, we'll have a conversation. I would love to see what you're looking at, because
for sure. Yeah, yeah. I can talk to you about this after. I found like almost $10,000 in gains. So it was a little bit.
But are you looking at Rocket Fuel or are you looking at Raj Lahoti together? Because you have to look at, you gotta have to look at them together, because if you look at them together, you're gonna see that, oh shit, Rocket Fuel's up here and then Raj Lahoti's down here. It's like you have to look at them as a portfolio.
Yeah. So I was actually, one of my plans was to take a snapshot of your wallet from all your accounts before you started and after. But then I realized how many trades, like you have like 80 million accounts and you have so many OTC trades that it'd be practically impossible.
What'd you say? Well, how many OTC trades I have? How many OTC trades I have?
A lot. Or maybe you had OTC and then you bought from the core team as well, from the Wizard bank account or whatever it's called. So it was just way too much work to track.
Okay, cool. But when you said I have too many OTC transactions, I bought BitClout from Teddy Bull and
Happy Duck.
Happy Duck?
Happy Duck, yeah. 50,000.
Did I buy BitClout from him? Let me think.
I mean, unless he just sent you 50,000 for fun.
No, he sent me 50,000 to buy some of my coin, I think. Is that why?
No, I was told from an OTC source that was an OTC, but I don't know. That could just be.
Well, those are all rumors. I mean, I didn't announce that. So when you're building stories, I'm just saying, like when you build stories about that, like you just ask me directly, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So the 50,000 was there, but I thought it was for my coin or for his coin. I don't remember how exactly went down. It's just interesting because he sent you 50K to Rocket Fuel, and then like there was no creative coin transaction to go with it, so it was a little strange. But yeah, so I guess like it's just interesting to me that you were sort of playing your own game, and I guess it's sort of the same, like you said, as like someone being in Nacho and saying, hey, I'm gonna lower my coin. But at the same time, though, you're still taking money from people playing your game. Like that $2,000 didn't come out of thin air, right?
It still came from, you know, people that were trying to play your game who, you know, took the assumption that you were giving and you're still profiting. So it's interesting, right? And it's like, it's also interesting to me how, like, if you're giving, but your founder's reward is 73%, it's like, well, are you giving or are you taking a lot of founder's reward? What's going on?
So you know how the founder reward sort of, you know,
I do, yep.
The effective price, right? So
Yep.
if you bring your coin down from $1,000 to $2, you can do a 99.8% founder reward, and still, when you buy back in, it works. Does that make sense?
But it's like, but it's like, why? Like, what are you doing? Are you investing that founder's reward on top, or are you taking that?
So that would be announced what I'm doing. Sometimes it would be reinvested back. Sometimes it'd be reinvested half. Sometimes it all depends.
Yeah. And that's sort of the weird part for me, right? Is that, like, it seems that, and maybe it's not even intentional, but it definitely seems that you've profited in interesting ways, whether it's through rocket fuel or through, you know, these different methods, right?
I mean, we're here streaming, right? It's not like we have to, like, be like, oh, Raj is doing this, let's find out. Like, why don't you just look at the accounts? Because ultimately, if you know, do you know about gift clout?
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, you know, if you're looking at one day that rocket fuel made money, it's kind of funny.
Well, that was
right?
just the example. That was just the example.
No, but like, okay, there might be 5 days that rocket fuel made money. Who knows? I don't know, right?
Sure.
And so somebody said, yeah, gift clout where you stake every sheep as low as possible. That's funny. Okay, cool. We'll talk more about that. So that kind of hurt a little bit.
Guys, chill in the chat, guys. It's like, that's not the point. That's not the purpose.
No, it's just, you know, it's funny because I'm excited to have the whole thing shown, because then you'll really understand the level of consciousness that we have in everything we do. For example, the messaging to our team that do not buy their coin until you inform them about what founder reward is. Make sure that they buy their own coin. Make sure that you only buy up to 1 coin and not more. So did we ever do times more than that? Yeah, look at the chronological dates of when we did that and when that stopped, because we learned, we grew, we grew from that process. So to me, there's just a little bit of, you know, I'm not really offended. I'm just more like, you know what, it's more exciting actually to be asked to do this, because I don't have any of the wallets or the transactions to hide. I might show that, wow, that was funny how you did that and played that. But a lot of things, if you look in the first days of Elon Musk's coin, I bought and sold 20,000 of it just to know how back and forth, 25,000, back and forth. Because I was like, wait, I can buy 25,000 and get 25,000 back. I'm like, wait, there's no fees? Like, I'm just trying to play with the fucking system. So some people might think there's a masterminding. I see it as I QA the shit out of BitClout. I've been QAing software for decades. So to me, I'm like, some of the things that you might be thinking there's a mastermind plan, I'm thinking, how do I figure out the ins and outs of how BitClout works and how this platform works so that I can actually be a part of the evolution of it? And to your point, I haven't been in too many conversations with the development community. And I think that that's a great suggestion that you said. But the intention, the mechanics that I've had haven't always been aligned with you and I, that's fine. But my intention, for the most part, and I do say that there's other intentions that are creeping in, ego, clout, attention, all these other things, but there's not a master plan to siphon money out of the community for my personal gain. That's not what I'm here for.
Yo, just another reminder, like the people in the chat, like, y'all got to chill. Like, that's not the point of this. You know, we're here to just talk and sort of understand perspective, right? Because obviously, like I said, Raj and I haven't spoke before, but we obviously have two very different perspectives on these games. And I guess maybe we don't actually talking, and it's sort of interesting. Another thing, Raj, this sort of came up in conversation today, and I figured I would just ask you about it directly is, do you have any other rocket fuel accounts? Obviously, rocket fuel v3 is bullshit. But is Rocket Fuel 2 yours?
Nope.
Okay, so was there a reason you sent it $1.82 on the 26th of May?
Okay, then maybe it is me. Hold on. Let me check. I'm sorry. I have to
Nah,
check.
you're good.
Okay, so Rocket Fuel 2. $1.81 on May when?
$1.82 on May the 26th. It was a day before or a day after, maybe something like that. The Rocket Fuel main one was created.
Okay, so let me look at Prosper Cloud and see what was their username history, because that would help me to understand if it was always Rocket Fuel 2 or it was somebody else that tried to do. So 9 username changes. And what date did I send it to them?
The 26th of May.
Latest picked May 28, 2021. Okay, so this is me. I am Rocket Fuel 2. Okay, I didn't real. So I guess I'm just not Rocket Fuel 3, but I guess I am Rocket Fuel 2.
Yeah. Rocket Fuel V3 was bullshit. I looked into that one.
Yeah. I didn't. I don't know why I called it Rocket. I don't know. Does this even do anything? Hold on. Let me check.
Yeah, there was like a bunch of money that flowed in from Teddy Bolt, and then you just like withdrew it to yourself or something like that. Oh no. So Teddy Bull sent a bunch of money to that account, which I guess was OTC. And then
this started off as Launch Fuel, then Rocket Fuel, and then I was gonna keep buying and selling it. Top daily gainers. Bought our own coin to get here. Then I wanted to put Go Gooden, so I got Gooden up there for a moment because I wanted him to be up there. Then Moon Launch Fuel. Then Karma, I just kept changing the name because that was the account to fuck with the top daily gainers.
I see. Okay. I see.
So that was why I did that. Yeah, I mean, it's all there. You can see all the names that I thought of. Like this is yeah. Bought our own coin to get here.
That's why I was confused. I was talking around and they were like, "No, that's not his account." And I was like, "But he sent it money." I'm so confused.
I'm sorry, I fucked that one up. I don't remember that because clearly I don't log into that shit. I don't know why I called it Rocket Fuel 2. Who knows what happened, but maybe somebody else might have started Rocket Fuel 2 before, potentially, and then when they fucking got rid of it, I bought it, I changed it back. It's possible.
Okay.
Possible that I wanted to claim it so that I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's interesting, right? Because like you have a ton of it. Do you know how many accounts you have? Like even an estimate?
I don't know, 150.
What? Really? Because wow. I found like 35. And I was like, this dude's crazy.
No, probably 50, 100. Maybe 50. Okay.
So
50,
I guess though my question is like why? Because obviously when you make a new account, one of the biggest benefits is the new account economics, where like you get way more money being a new account, obviously, than an older one. So I was sort of curious, like why you have so many accounts, like you have your main, and then you have like Garage Pool, this list should be removed, Gift Cloud, Verified Profile, Social Media Cloud, like so many that are active. And so like if you have just like usernames, those are obviously excluded, but you have tons of accounts that are like actively used accounts. So I was sort of curious, like, is that a way to sort of growth hack and sort of gain in this method, or because a lot of these things you could do under one or two accounts?
No, but I got a lot of friends and a lot of team members that I want to empower with a lot of cool projects and scale out a whole empire of BitClout projects, pages, nodes, platforms, portals. So I had 40 employees and I built out a whole series of web portals for government information services back in the day. So I had 20 or maybe 15 writers. There was a time where we had 50 writers that were, was it like freelance writers,
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
So I feel like I'm built for thinking about scale and how to scale things at a large scale. And so also my brothers have been in the domain name game since 1996. So they've been buying up and selling domain names. To me, pages are like, creator coins, BitClout, pages, they're all assets of some level. Now clout.link, Gooden's project, clout.link, that's an asset now. If you get your own customized clout.link, it's a powerful name. So I claim them. I would say that's not you know, sometimes I look at it and I go, is that really generosity thinking and abundance thinking, or am I just claiming it because I don't want somebody else to? And I'm like, you know what? If somebody told me, hey, I really want that page that you had, and I feel like they're a good steward of that project, I'd be like, hey, I'll give you the page. I'll give it to you, and I'd love to help you advise it, or, you know, whatever, if I'm not working on it. But to me, I want my team to work on many of these projects and then see what we can make of them.
Yeah, just like, do you know like at all like how much you've made just from making new accounts? Just out of curiosity, because there's just so many, and it's like all of them have decent coin prices, right? So I'm sort of like interested on like if you've benefited from the new account economics at all, or like if you could even think about a number.
I mean, we can do an analysis and see
Yeah,
if it was a good decision or not. I mean, are we talking about okay, I think there's multiple things, right? There's like a trading, or there's like a financial advice sort of lens to this. Then there's a community stewardship lens, right? There's there's different ways to look at this, right? So are we looking at the wallets to see, did I make money or not? So that, hey, good job, or did I take from the community? And it's kind of like, if I haven't taken money off the platform, but I left it in the funds, then in some ways, I'm not pulling it off.
For some projects, right? Like for Gift Cloud, for example, I think that's correct, because you're giving that money back to people when they sign up. At least if I'm not mistaken, that project, you give people money in return for you invest, correct? Like you invest in their coin at a low price in return for startup money, if I'm not mistaken.
So, well, actually, we're actually sending them Gift Cloud because that builds a strong relationship. That's where we're the first people that onboarded them onto BitCloud. They always remember that. So it feels a warm welcome. So it builds a brand. It's a brand around positively inviting somebody.
I'm saying that's how you make your money back though, right? That's how you continuously grow.
Well, making our money back on the investments, I'm not exactly sure how profitable that has been so far, but I believe it would be profitable in the long run, no matter what, as long as we're investing. What's that?
I said the only reason I ask is just because, like, obviously you have to sustain that account somehow, right? Otherwise it won't last. So it makes sense to make these investments, and then and like you said, it makes these long-term relationships, and BitCloud's going to go up in general, so it doesn't really matter who you invest in, as long as they're not a scam. It's pretty much going to go up.
Yeah, and we dealt with a lot of that. I mean, when our seed phrase was taken, we had 40,000 stolen from us.
Oh, I'm not aware of that. Interesting.
Yeah, my seed phrase was. Well, my seed phrase. When did you join?
I joined the 17th of March, but I didn't make my account until the 27th. I just had a public key.
Interesting. So, okay, because I posted one time thinking that I was logging in with the Gift Cloud seed phrase. I posted it to my wall, the seed phrase. And
oh no.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people don't know about this story. So so I posted it, and then I was like, what the hell? I'm like, why is my seed phrase on here? So I tried to hide the post. That was the one freaking slice of time that hide post wasn't working. So I don't know. Diamond Hands never compensated me for that move, that about the hide post not working. I never asked for it. I suppose
the thing is, even if you hit it, that it's still on chain. So it's like you can still find it easily.
No, I get it, but the issue exacerbated so hard.
Yeah,
I mean, we could have just like hit it, and then and people would have just like maybe a couple people would have been like, "What is this?" But to spread that at the level that ours spread, it was talked about, spread, reclouded. It was crazy. So, anyways, that happened, and we had to rename our pages, move things around, shift assets around, and buy and sell. It was a pain. And I think it was probably $40,000, $50,000 of our holdings were taken. So,
yeah, for sure.
But again, to me, short-term taken, long-term, it made us have more attention and more fame. So
and the other thing is it's twofold, right? Like it's a learning experience. So you get the sort of insight of like, okay, we got to be very careful now not to do that again.
Exactly. And so that's why I kind of just look at the silver lining and what happened,
For sure, yeah. Yeah, man. So I know we're coming up on our time, but it's been really great for real. I think sort of my perspective's changed almost, and I don't know, maybe you could say the same, is that like, I guess I never really had anything like against you personally, but I did have like a perspective or like an idea of like what kind of guy you would be just based on like, I see these things and I'm like, this is shitty. Like, why are you doing this? And hearing sort of your intentions and things like that, I think it's important that, before we can attack the action, but before attacking the person, we have to have the conversation. Right. And I think that's very, very important. And so, yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. I know you acknowledged some things like, you had mentioned that sort of you didn't consider the aspect of the new users not understanding and things of that nature. And you also had mentioned that, you didn't really realize that you were sort of exploiting these issues rather than, speaking out about them. And so things sort of got congested almost. And so I definitely appreciate it, man. Like, I think just sort of the acknowledgement and just like the understanding that we can have just from a simple conversation, right, is really great. So I appreciate you coming on and just having the talk for sure.
Yeah. And the last thing is that I want to participate with the developers, and there are aspects of using the platform of it's not exploiting it, but playing with the platform, right? Using it and playing it. And I think to your point, it's just acknowledging that the impact of my account has on the whole platform, and how I can be delivering positive messages and reclouding videos and tutorials, or I can be playing fucking games that are confusing people. So I hear you. Like, I'm glad that the people that have reached out, like, look, if somebody brings constructive feedback to me, dude, all day, like this is not my first rodeo. Like I have caused disruption in every project, every business, everything, with multiple layers of management, or let's not layers, multiple rounds of management teams in 17 years. I've probably been trying to get kicked out. They try to kick me out of my own company every time. So the point is, it's what I do. Okay, I push fucking status quo, break the norms. That's what I do. I like to do that. What I'm hearing you say, Hunter, is that there's an invitation to do it in a more organized way, in more communication with the community of the developers that are actually working on the platform. So if that's an invitation to sell, to be a part of that conversation, then I'm in. Just let me know when I can join. You invited me this morning to be here, and I'm here. So let me know when I can join that next conversation where we can go dive deeper.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Like I said, I appreciate you coming on, and I definitely appreciate you sort of, like I said, acknowledging these things, and even like just giving a second thought to, maybe before you start a game, saying, okay, well, is this a positive thing or is this a negative thing, and who's impacted, and sort of looking at from the spectrum of new users, are they impacted? Are OG users impacted? Who's seeing this? Am I on the sidebar? Am I going to get on the global feed? Am I going to impact current users or new users? Am I going to make people lose money? Am I going to make people gain money? These things, right? And intention matters too, right? I think it's really easy for us, and I've of course done the same, to just get caught up in like, oh, our coin price is rising super fast, let's keep doing this, or this account's popular, so I want to do this. And I think sort of the clout gets to us sometimes, and I think all users can say that, right? It's like, it's almost like a drug, in the sense that we're on this platform. A lot of us are like really addicted to this platform because it's fun, and we just sort of get sort of over congested almost by the enjoyment factor of getting more clout and getting a high coin price and games and all these different things. So yeah, like I said, I definitely appreciate you acknowledging it, and we'll definitely have to stay in touch for sure.
Absolutely, man. Well, thank you again for having me on this, and thanks for all the people that watched this, that chatted, all the things. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure there's gonna be more conversations to have. Yeah, just looking forward to that and going and diving deeper. And thank you again, Hunter, for clearing my name about the 3 million, which people—
Bro, that shit was ridiculous.
They actually reached out. Like literally, some people held off on discussions with me today because of $3 million. I was like, seriously? I'm like, do you even know how to read a I'm like, whatever, dude,
Dude, it was interesting, right? Because, okay, I saw that. So it got DM'd to me before it got like posted. And I started looking around, and I was like, at first I thought it was like legit. And I was even on Nacho last night. I was like, I got to figure this shit out because this looks sus. And that's how even the idea of having this talk came up, because it was like, I was looking into this, I was looking at every single transaction. And I was like, it doesn't make sense. $3 million have never been in this account ever. Like, that doesn't make any sense. It was just multiple amounts of money going in and then out, but it was never ever that much money. Like, yeah, it's wild.
So people will make up their stories. That's fine, because in the long run, you know, the truth will come out. And, you know, none of us are wrong from our past actions. It's just a matter of bringing it up and then looking at it and saying, what happened? Can we learn from this? And can we move on? And so that's what we're doing today, man. Anyways.
Thanks for coming in, Raj.
Yeah, Mark.
And thanks
I just
for
want to jump in.
For
Please,
hosting
Mark.
this.
Just jumping in, guys. I want to say thank you so much for role modeling for the community about how we can handle these kinds of things. And we've had a lot of people tuning on Twitch, and the chat's been going on there, so you can see log in there if you want to see the chats from people. But it's been great, very positive. Look, there's only one question that kept on coming up, Raj, that I think would be really good just to be really clear and defined around. And it was actually Jason on Twitchy's World Star, Jason, saying the question he has for you, Raj: have you benefited financially from these games? I've heard so many different answers, but would love one from yourself. So I know there's a lot of people saying all kinds of things. From an overview level, he's just asking, have you benefited financially from the games? Or have you not?
Unfortunately, the sad thing is probably not.
Yeah.
I say unfortunately because I want to sound like I mathematicianly conjured a plan to make money on this, but honestly, I didn't. What I would say where I benefited the most was awareness of me, of disrupting and creating a lot of conversations that catalyzed a shit ton of conversation, and bringing the community together to go anti-Raj was a really cool thing. I was like, fuck yeah, there's an anti-Raj rally. And my assistants and her husband, they're like, seriously, like, we're helping, because they've been working with me for 3.5 years. Like, and so they're like, all right, let's get to work. Cause like, they know that when people find out who I am, they'll be like, it's all misunderstanding and stuff. So anyways, no, I actually, with my coin right now, with giving out the diamonds, and well, not giving, but trading and giving more I think I'm giving, but it's a way to actually stimulate the whole platform and just get it out there. And it's a crazy way of doing it, but I know that I have 20 million diamonds that I've given out in the last 27 days. And that, to me, I'm on the diamond billboard for that, and Diamond Hands doesn't have that. And so to me, I won that game. And so to me, that's a fun game, of who's given the most. I want to see all the other whales get challenged and go, Raj, Lahoti has just given 20 million diamonds in the last 7 days. How come Craig hasn't? How come Reed hasn't? How come you guys haven't? You guys can make this platform fucking fly if you just gave that clout out instead of hoarding it. Boom, done.
Beautiful, man. And Raj, I saw you post. There's been people talking about those coins. I've seen you actually post out already. It's correct to say, anyone watching this, that your team's working on it, right? And if they're really bugged, they can reach out to your team and let them know to get their coin, diamond sorted, yeah?
And you're talking about the diamonds, right?
Yeah, the diamonds. Yeah.
And I just looked at the post and I said, I didn't put a time limit on that post. I just posted a little bit later, said, give me 12 to 24 hours to get back to y'all. Well, this shit has been overwhelming. And there's been a lot of scam accounts coming in too. So we're looking at, okay, how do we sift through what's real and what's not? But you could see the diamond billboard and BitCloud Signal, how much we've given in the 24 hours, the 7 days, the 6 hours. It's still stuff happening, but there's just a lot of new things coming from this latest one, which has been pretty exciting, actually.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So do you guys have time for some questions from the audience if they've got some?
It's up to Hunter. I'm here.
Yeah,
all right. So wicked. So if you're in the Twitch, pop any questions you've got for Raj or Hunter in the Zoom room, chuck them in the comments there. And while we're waiting for those, we've got old Charlie Hilton in the Twitch there, and I just want to do a little shout out to the decentralized choice T-shirt for
Mark,
Charlie. I'm going to shoot that right here.
He was actually talking about that earlier. I sent him the Zoom link prior when you were still on, And he was like, the guy on here is wearing my shirt.
I'm loving the community coming together. All right. All right, Raj, I've got it's a delicate one. It's a personal one. You ready for it? It's from Tori Seller. He says, Raj, what kind of conditioner do you use?
What is it? Jesus Christ. Something from one of those hippie Whole Foods gym, natural food stores. So that's my deal. I think it's a cure or something.
Yeah.
Like, get your condition, get the conditioner, love, just to show we have it. And
and while you're doing that, we got Tess today. Now it's asking.
Well today, I did do a trim a few days ago. I got it trimmed, and so they cleaned up a little bit. So yeah.
You're looking sharp, my man. And I'll tell you what, could you pop that hat back on just for a second? So like you said, everyone knows it really is the real Raj. There it is. That's the verification tick right there. All right, we've got S7 Connor 1. So Connor's saying, Raj, what will the next game be? Run it by Hunter here.
Ooh.
So I don't know if that's a bit much to run it by and run it live, but is there something you want to share there around that?
The shampoo. Oh, wait, why are we lowering this?
Oh, you pressed the button over there.
Oh my God. This is my first time using this. Oh, this is kind of cool. Okay. When I went out of town, Team Raj did this, actually set this up in my house so I could have a stand up and be on this, which is a lot better than sitting.
I love stand up best.
Way better for ergonomics. Yeah. Sorry, what was the question again? You said?
What was the other one? I think we lost that one there. What's on the whiteboard?
Oh God, what does it say? This is actually
that's a popular question. People are saying it's the secrets to everything.
Welcome gift cloud 1111 free tutorials.
Oh, Raj, that actually brings me to another question I had, and I had this written down. I don't know why I didn't ask. So why do you use the power numbers? Out of curiosity, like the 1111 or 2222, or why do you is there any reason that those are the numbers that you choose? Are they just attractive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
To rush into a clout cave. Master numbers, master numerology, bro. The chat room had all the answers.
8:13.
Hey, yeah.
Dinner.
We're going to dinner in 15 minutes. So we're going to be another 5 minutes here.
Sounds good.
Is that cool?
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Got another quick question. Are you coming to LA?
Tomorrow or whatever. Saturday.
That was a bit of a loose question, so no intentions.
I am coming out late Friday.
Sweet. And it's also tying into someone said, actually, Matreshka, I heard there was going to be a boxing match between you and MP3 this Saturday in LA. Is that true?
I didn't hear about that.
Well, I think there's the answer there, Matreshka.
I'm just saying, I didn't hear about it, but that, who knows what happens then.
Yeah, great. We've got Parkerazzi asking, do Raj pools affect the price of BitClout on the market in real time?
I don't know how they would because there's no BitClout being traded, but that's another story. But everything affects everything, right? You saw the butterfly effect, right? And what I mean by that is, yes, some people are like, oh my God, you guys got to get onto this, or you guys got to get the hell out of this. Whichever one is going to create more demand or less demand. So maybe I brought BitClout down for all of us to buy the dip. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I don't think it did. I don't think
No,
it did.
Raj didn't affect. I'll tell you what affected the BitClout price. These fucking whales who keep using the exchange. Use OTC, bro. Why are you not using OTC? If you're a whale and you're bringing money off the platform, use fucking OTC, bro. Stop taking liquidity off blockchain.
Why, Hunter?
Because if they use blockchain.com, they take liquidity from sellers, and so there's more selling or from buyers. Sorry, and so it creates this large sell. There's not as many buyers anymore. Whereas if you do OTC and you're direct with somebody, it doesn't affect the actual price.
But to me, when they're doing that right now, I'm buying the dips.
Yeah, I mean, look, I am valid. Okay, valid. But
if you're not trying to be selling no BitClout in the near future and you're here for the long haul, then why do you care? Dude, I say
Yo.
BitCloud go down to 95. I'm buying in twice as much.
Yo, the
Two
reason
for
I
one,
say it
two
is
for
'cause
one special.
I'm trying to fund my startup with this shit. So like, you know, I gotta sell a little bit.
Okay. So you're caught in the middle of that. I get you. So, and see, I'm in a different story because I haven't sold BitCloud really. I maybe sold 1 or 10. I keep forgetting which one because I was just testing out blockchain. But most of this has been, I'm here for the long haul. I'm going to keep putting money into the platform. And on this latest Diamond thing, the way I looked at the mechanics was on Diamond Billboard, it shows that in the last, how many diamonds I sent and how many I received. And it showed that in 7 days, I sent $138,000 worth of diamonds, but I received $32,000 worth of diamonds. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, is that? So even though I given more diamonds than the people given me, but somehow over time, it could be that because my coin price is higher, that the smaller coin price diamonds ends up matching, where eventually the diamonds that I gave out, even if I gave out more, would match to the value that I got back. And so that's the long game that I'm playing with this also, is that does it make sense for the large creators to give away their coin to the new creators? Is that the game? Is the game that all the big creators give their coin away to the new creators and then the new or trade that so that it creates co-investing without having to buy each other?
Because one coin, I would actually argue that one coin of a small creator who does really good shit is equally as valuable as a large creator who like doesn't really do that much shit. Because the thing is like that one coin for the large creator isn't hurting their price very much if it's sold. And it's not gonna, like a large creator like Andy Yards isn't gonna 2x, right? He's just not. Jakey Doll isn't gonna 2x. He's just not. I'm not gonna 2x. Like it's just not happening. And so whereas like a creator whose coin is worth like $50, like they're gonna 2, 3, 4x. Possibly, right? So I think that's an interesting concept. I think though that it's still harmful in that like it's just a fucking mess. Like I would rather you straight up just be like, here's some like even like the clown did, like here's some coin. Like just take this and trade it with more people, and then everyone gets a little piece. Like even if you're like, here, take this, like sell maybe a little bit, but give the rest to someone else and pay it forward. Rather than like, I think it's almost weird to make people give you for you to give back, if that sort of makes sense.
Oh, I think it was weird. It's not. I want you to know I was weird, but it's been the most successful diamond post I've done so far. So maybe because I did I'm giving you 6 if you give me 5. So
was that not the first one you've done?
Not like that. I've never given 6 diamonds like that shit. Hell no.
Well, that's what, dude, it got sent to me, and I actually had you blocked. I had to unblock you. I was like, shit, I'll do this.
I know, I did, and I fucking tagged your ass too, and you hid the post. And
okay. Here's the thing.
But check this out. Hold on. But if you go to my profile, okay, and then I'm gonna have to go in a second. But don't worry, it's not the last time. Okay, diamonds received. Okay, I have Hunter H. Paulson is on my page. Diamonds received, and those diamonds, my friend, are forever. So thank you so much for your diamonds, Hunter.
Good shit, bro.
You guys are magic. Hey, just quickly, Raj, I know you got to go, man. We've just got Alex, the founder of this cloud forum, has one last quick question. If we can just sneak it in, is that cool?
Yeah, thank you,
Alex,
Mark. Traditional question from Cloud Forum: What's your message to all clouders about the next 100 days of BitCloud? The question is for both of you.
Go ahead, Raj. I know you got to go.
Yeah. Addressing the elephant in the room led to the community coming together to truly collaborate on the solutions necessary to bring this decentralized movement truly to the masses in a sustainable manner.
Thank you. And Hunter?
And my side of that answer is simple, and I think I'll include even this conversation in that. Look, we're not ready for mass adoption. I hope in 100 days time we are. I really do. But right now we're not. There's a lot of things that, you know, are all over the place. You know, someone does something that might be negative and, you know, it's all over the place. Like there's 80 clubhouse rooms and 80 conversations, and now somehow they made $3 million. So I think it's important that, look, this road will be a bumpy one. Like there's never a case where a movement this large has a straight road. And so we need to make sure that, you know, these bumps will happen, but we need to make sure we go over them in a correct manner and try to avoid them and get stuck in the mud. And I've used that same analogy when talking about the core team, because it's the same way, you know, and I think all of us just need to realize that right now what we're doing is so large. It's way bigger than the stuff you're seeing on Global Feed. It's way bigger than the stuff you're seeing on your page. We just have to be patient. We have to address things appropriately. We have to have good conversations. We have to have productive conversations. And we have to understand that, like, look, some people are going to experiment with their coins. Some people are going to try different things and realize they're bad, but we have to allow those people to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. And we have to allow everybody to come together and understand that we're all on this platform for a good reason. We're all on this platform to advance the platform. And even though we're going to have these road bumps, we need to get together and get over them properly.
The speech of the President of the United States. Thank you, Hunter.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Raj, again. So have a good night, guys.
Thank you. Yes, thank you all.
Beautiful.
Peace.
Thank you both for coming so fully and authentically. And I know there's lots of questions. There's lots of things people would love to discuss. You know, Clout Forum is going to be around not just for this couple of weeks. There's going to be opportunities to come in. So if there are any beefs, if there's anything that we need clarity on, just reach out and let's organize some conversation. That's
Also, I'm
okay.
gonna be on Nacho Average right after this. So if you want to chat, I'll be there.
See you guys later.